Stark.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight on Stark County with Pam Cook and Gary Rivers.
Well, welcome to a special Monday morning edition of Spotlight at News Talk 1480 WHBC. I'm Gary Rivers, and sitting next to me is Dominic Fonte from Dominic Fonte and Associates. And you can find us also on Facebook this morning, as we always Facebook Live our Spotlight guests this morning. So good morning, Dom. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Gary. How are you today, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good this morning.
Awesome. Did you have a good trick or treat?
The kids did. I send them to the right neighborhoods. By now we've got the neighborhoods down pat where the best candy is.
Well, we had someone driving through the neighborhood on a golf cart. I mean, I see it all now.
Austin went to a home that they go to every year because he has not a raffle, but he's got a board where you have a 1 in 100 chance to win like a 5-pound Hershey bar. And so everybody gets a chance. Who does this stuff?
I don't know, but I think that would be skip mealtime, right?
Yes, it would. Amazing stuff. All right. Well, anyway, we go to some neighborhoods, and I know you're familiar with just about every neighborhood in Stark County, probably every neighborhood in Stark County.
If I don't know about it, we can find out information about it.
Everything's
Very fast. Available.
Well, and I think that's what it's all about in real estate, isn't it? You want to find a location that like, for instance, you and I have talked. That my kids go to Jackson.
Correct.
And so I don't want to leave the area. And since that school's district, you have to live in the school district, you limit where you're looking, right? Does that happen all the time?
It happens a lot. It depends on the demographics. So, for example, you have children still or grandchildren, so you have that as your main priority. So, of course, school districts are very much a big driver in real estate in general. Safety is the second one. Affordability is the third one.
Yeah.
So now let's say you're on the other spectrum where the kids are out of the house and you want to downsize. You're probably looking more for affordability and safety and convenience, and the school district's secondary. But, yeah, the school district's very, very important. And, the rules are you have to register in the jurisdiction where you live.
And the beauty of working with real estate today, you have the real estate listings that you can go through any which way you want. It's amazing watching how this works.
Well, so I call it the gold standard. So a lot of times, most people don't do this a whole lot. You do it maybe from 25 to 75 years old. You might do it 3 or 4 times possibly. I've done it over 2,000 times, and from my experience is, how do you find the information most up-to-date and the quickest? So the gold standard would be through what's called the MLS, Multiple Listing Service. But there's what they call third-party aggregates out there, which would be Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Redfin, Yahoo, Google, and other search engines. So a lot of people will go on their own thinking that they're going to find more than maybe if they have an expert agent in their corner looking on the gold standard, which the gold standard is the only place to be if you're really, really dialed into figuring out.
Because it's as up-to-date as possible. The other ones aren't they?
Correct. It's the most up-to-date. And then on top of that, we're held to a high ethical standard that data has to be accurate. Now, let's say there's a typographical error and you catch it, you bring it to the agent's attention. That has to be corrected. Now, like with Zillow and Trulia, who are owned by the same parties, they basically gather data and they have a computer algorithm. And so we'll say, the Zestimate, you may have heard of that.
Yes.
And so a lot of people that maybe aren't as familiar go to that and they're really concerned. I don't know how many calls I get where people say, I don't understand this estimate. It seems so low. And I even know buyers that will sometimes make offers based on this estimate, not the true market value. So it's really more just, I think, educating our consumers so they make really a smart, informed decision.
Yeah, well, we've been programmed now the last few years to go through Google and all these search engines to find these things. So you must get phone calls all the time. Hey, I was on Zillow yesterday. Does that?
I could hit a recording, man. So like basically what I used to get a lot, and I'm trying to educate, the people on my team as well as the consumers, because honestly, the agent's job is to be the knowledge broker of information, not personal opinion, but what the facts are. And the facts are this: it's a third-party aggregate. So it's an algorithm. It just gathers a bunch of data. It doesn't parse through. Like obviously the algorithm hasn't been in your home, so it doesn't really know the improvements, what you've done to your home. But the reality is that it's an easy, user-friendly device. That's why a lot of people use it.
Right.
And some of the other search engines are a little more cumbersome. But the more accurate way is going into the MLS, the gold standard multiple listing service.
And how do they find that? Through you?
Well, they can find it through me. I mean, technically, everything's tied into it. It's just that since the other systems are not, they're third-party aggregates, they gather the information and it's not always accurate. So many times, if you're looking for a piece of real estate, as an example, and you go to Zillow and you look at it and you're like, oh, it's really available, it's great. And then you call the agent or your desired agent to go see it, and it's not available, and it frustrates you as a consumer because, every time you get excited about it, because emotions, we were just talking about this off the air.
Yeah.
Like, you try not to, fall in love with it, but how do you not fall in love with something? When you walk into a house, you have a feeling immediately, is this something that moves me? Can I picture my family here? Does it look like it's something that I can modify to our needs? And then you get excited about making an offer. But see, a lot of times before that happens, you got to make sure it's available. And these third-party aggregates are not always up to speed. So the gold standard is the most up-to-date and the most accurate.
But probably the single most important thing for folks to do is to find the right agent.
I agree with that. And, I just was looking at the National Association of Realtors, and they said there's like 2 million agents that are licensed in the United States. 2 million. Now, and they said the national average of sales that a typical agent would have is 11 to 12 sales a year. It just blows me away. So I would say that, remember the old 80-20 rule, 80%, 20% of the agents do 20% of the work. It's probably more like 5-95.
Okay, really?
So 5% of the agents do 95% of the work. However, as a buyer or a seller, you don't want to be the guinea pig. You want to get with someone that is dialed in. They know the current market data so that you as the consumer will be educated to the 5th degree. Or the 9th degree, so you know exactly what to do and how to do it.
When we talked, you're at Dominic Fonte and Associates, and you have a team.
I do.
And I noticed, interesting talking with Roman the other day, if he's stuck on something or not quite sure, he gives you a call.
He can reach out to me at any time. I'm always available to my team.
And I think is that another important aspect of it, to make sure you can go to the guy that, all right, I'm not sure about this. Where do we go from here? Because there's always questions that are unusual.
Right. So what happens is typically it depends on what side you're on, because there's several sides. One could be you're thinking of buying. One could be you're thinking of selling. One could be I'm thinking of investing in real estate, or I want to lease a piece of property. So there's many facets to it. So there's different questions to ask depending on what part of the process you're in. So with Roman, for example, he's my buyer specialist. So, if he works with you as a buyer specialist, his job is to make sure you make the right decisions. Once in a while, we run into problems where we see little things because there's so many nuances to this business.
Well, when you go out to look at a home, or Roman does, or whomever, you're looking for red flags, right?
We're looking to give you the good, bad, and the ugly. We don't want to sugarcoat it. We want you to make the facts, see the facts, and then we'll make informed decisions. So, for example, when you look at a piece of property, it's not a Rolex watch. So it's not going to be precision, like brand new, exactly perfect. There's always going to be things that you have to deal with. But what we're looking for is like a latent defect or a major issue. I mean, there's always going to be, we'll call it the honey-do list. You know about that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had that many times.
Many times.
Gary, can you get out there and get these little things done, like caulk around here, trim around here, right?
Right.
Change the light bulbs, clean the gutters, all that kind of stuff. That's the honey-do list that you normally have to do with wear and tear. But if there's something, like, I'll tell you one thing I run into.
A foundation problem.
Well, it could be foundation. Here's another big one. Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there's an electric box, a breaker box. It looks great. It looks like it's up to date, but it's Federal Pacific. And so Roman and I are very familiar. So you wouldn't probably know that, but if we went into the house and we saw a panel down in the basement where the switches are that shut the electric on and off, if they're red and it's Federal Pacific, there's a recall on that. They went out of business because the breakers are known to not trip. The purpose of the breaker is if there's a surge, it should trip that power off. Well, some of them weren't tripping off, so that could be a fire hazard. So that would be something important to know because,
Right.
You're putting your family at risk and you don't even know this.
So from a standpoint of, and we're going to take our first break here in just a moment, it really is important to have a knowledgeable agent like Dominic Fonte and Associates and your team, and then they can find those red flags or issues that may cause a problem that may be the difference between deciding on buying a home or not.
Well, like when you walk into a home as a consumer, you walk into the kitchen or the bedroom or the bathroom and you have a feeling. So I always like to say, let's start in the basement. Now, it's not as sexy to go to the basement. A lot of times it's kind of ugly, and the kitchen is way more fun, right?
Right.
So I would say I always look at the foundation. Now, I'm not a home inspector, but there's things from my experience of doing this over 2,000 times that I know what to look for. Now, you still would protect yourself when you secure a home to have your own inspections by a professional, and they would be the second set of eyes. And then my job as your expert would be, if we find things along the way that we believe are issues, then we're going to renegotiate the contract or try to get these things repaired, or we're out.
Or you're out of there. Makes sense. All right, we'll be back in just a moment talking to Dominic Fonte from Dominic Fonte and Associates on Spotlight.
If you're having fun now, wait till you join us on Facebook where the experience continues. Just click on the link. Click on the link at WHBC.com.
Thursdays, we talk all things Stark County. Stark County officials and our commissioner, Bill Smith, in studio with us.
Good morning.
We talk all things Stark County. In studio with us, Commissioner Richard Regula.
Good morning, Pam.
Stark County Administrator Brant Luther. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pam.
You're watching on TV or on Facebook. We have Commissioner Janet Creighton in studio.
And why is that important to Stark County, Pam? And why is it important to the city of Canton or Alliance or Massillon?
Get the podcast anytime at WHBC.com.
Hey, Kenny, it's McKinley Massillon Week.
That's right, and you can join us at Jersey's Grill on Fulton Saturday, November 2nd.
Jersey's on Fulton is your McKinley Massillon football headquarters and only a football field away from all the action.
Jersey's Grill is your pre- and post-game party spot, too.
Doors open at 7 a.m. for the annual Kegs and Eggs.
$1 beers and a free breakfast buffet.
Check this out. The Southern Tier Beer Garden's going to be on the patio, pouring the best in craft beers.
We'll have contests. We'll have prizes. We'll give away stuff every hour.
WHBC going to be broadcasting there live. So will Mix 94.1, and it's going to be a blast.
Plus, the McKinley Marching Band will be performing live on the patio.
It's my alma mater. That's Jersey's Grill on Fulton, November 2nd for all the McKinley Massillon football action.
We'll see you there.
Cornelius Altman was Stark County's first honest-to-goodness millionaire. He died having started 37 businesses around the world, but he's best remembered for the equipment he made to modernize farms across America. Today, he's remembered as the name on the hospital where hundreds of thousands of Stark County residents took their first breath.
I'm Larry Hackenberg, and Altman's life is just one of the difference makers we've explored on our Time Machine radio shows. But today, I'd like to tell you about Hackenberg Financial Group, the difference makers with a more modest focus. We only want to make a difference in one life, yours, with custom strategies to smooth your life and retirement. Visit hackenberg.biz and explore the difference makers who work one life at a time.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offer. See dealer for details. Ends October 31st, 2019. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Living in Denial, Ohio, it's really nice.
Because when we hear about the opioid crisis, we know it's not going to happen here.
It just feels safe and secure being in denial.
There's like a peace of mind.
Opioids? It doesn't happen here. No.
My daughter has good friends.
My boys would tell me anything.
Exactly.
No, our kids are way too busy.
They would never abuse opioids.
Welcome to denial.
Don't live in denial, Ohio. Talk to your kids about drugs and they'll be up to 50% less likely to use them. Find out more at don'tliveinDenial.org. A message from the Ohio Opioid Education Alliance.
When it comes to keeping your small business's valuable information safe, Dell Small Business Technology Advisors can recommend tailored security solutions like servers, storage, networking. Plus, right now, get up to 45% off select business computers with Intel Core processors. Running your own small business is a big challenge, but with the right partner, it's a lot easier. To speak with an advisor today, call 877-BUY-DELL. That's 877-BUY-DELL.
Welcome back to Spotlight on WHBC. I'm Gary Rivers, talking with Dominic Fonte from Dominic Fonte and Associates. And by the way, if anybody needs to get a hold of you, and I think if you're looking at buying or selling, contact Dominic Fonte. What do they do, by the way?
You can reach out to me at 330-418-1535, or you can always email me. I have people standing by. That's Dominic at DominicFonte.com. Or if you just want to check me out online, I have many reviews at DominicFonte.com.
Yeah, when we talk about reviews, we opened up your website earlier. You got over 200 plus. They're 5-star ratings. I mean, people just love talking to you and your staff and going through that process. You have your own kind of proprietary way of doing things, but it works.
I believe it does because I've been through it so many times. I know what the pitfalls typically are. And so we have redundant systems in place. I'm not saying it's 100% perfect all the time, but we have it down pretty well. And our systems are excellent. And we all have the same philosophy. We want to give 110%, not 100%, 110%. And so we have the heart of a teacher. We want to educate you and always do what's in the best interest of the customer, because at the end of the day, you know, they just love that and they refer me like crazy. So most of my business is word of mouth because of doing the right thing for the customer.
All right. In this era right now that you're in, which is, it's a seller's market. So when you're looking to buy a home, you got to work fast sometimes. Very fast.
This is what I meant by the gold standard. I mean, like a lot of times, you know, I think the consumer is frustrated because they don't really understand the market. The joke is, if you sleep on it, you don't sleep in it. And that's because it goes at lightning speed. Well, not many people are comfortable buying the biggest investment of their life at lightning speed.
Yeah.
It's just not normal. It's hard enough to make a decision to buy a belt, but then I'm going to buy a house like lickety split, right?
And I saw that in action over the weekend when there was a house that went on sale one day. It was gone.
Right.
The next day. That happens a lot now.
And for over the price they were listed.
Over the listed price.
That's right. So part of the problem is, I think, is that sometimes the buyers, potential buyers or sellers, they don't want someone bugging them. So you want to make sure, first of all, you only talk to people that really have the heart of a teacher and people that know what's going on. So that's education. So if you're an informed decision maker, you're going to know right out of the gate that you're going to have your gym shoes on or your running shoes on, because that's just how it is. Now, if you're in a high category, say 500, 600,000, it's a different market. But if you're in that 100 to 250 or 100 to 230, that's the hottest market. So there's a shortage of homes in that area, and the rates just dropped again. So this is the more affordable time in the past 20 years to buy real estate.
And also, it's about relationships. I noticed it seems that you have relationships with other realtors, and so you're negotiating between them before you get to the buyer and seller, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's you guys are talking to each other, and if you have a good relationship with them, does that help?
It helps 120%. Because here's what happens is, you know, whoever represents who, you have to do what's in their best interest. But the point is, some names you might hear, and you're like, oh man. And then some names you hear, oh, wow, I love working with that person because they are so good.
And that helps in the relationship, being able to at least get your purchase bid in, if you will.
To get the bid in and execute. The goal is that, you know, there's a few steps to it. You know, you first got to see it and like it. Then you got to decide you want to go full speed ahead. And this all happens fairly timely, as long as you know what your dollars buy you, right? Once you put in the bid, then it's like time is of the essence, because someone else is going to put in a bid. You might be in a multiple offer situation, which then as a buyer is a bummer because it forces you to drive your price up. And even after that, sometimes you don't get it.
Yeah.
And boy, what a disappointment that is, right?
Yeah.
So you need someone in your court that can actually, knock it out of the park.
All right. From the seller's perspective now, they need you or your team to go in and point out the good things, the bad things, and prepare the home to get the most money, right?
That's correct. So when a buyer's looking to buy, like you mentioned, school district could be the most critical thing. Some people might say, you know what, I just want to be in a convenient area that is safe, and I want close to the drugstore, church, synagogue, or whatever, and so that might be their driver. Once we figure that out, then we try to say that's the location. So that's a given, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the agent's job is to go into that house and to help explain to the buyer or the seller. Now, remember, the seller's been there maybe 15, 20 years, and it's their domain. So if I start saying they need to do this, this, and this, it hurts their feelings like I don't like their house. But the reality is I'm here to get you as much as we can, as soon as we can, without a big migraine headache.
And sometimes you also want the best buyer going to your home. It's your home. Do a lot of folks look at that and go, man, I don't know. I mean, I want someone who's going to really take care of it the way I did.
And sometimes the house will sell for less money to someone like that versus, like I had one happen where one of my people on my team was looking to buy a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had a dog, a little chocolate lab, and everything was so perfect, and she just loved this house. Well, there were 3 offers on the table. The one was an investor. He wanted to buy it for $10,000 more and rent it. She sold it for less money because the heart of that buyer was like her when she was younger.
Oh, my.
So, and she had the same kind of dog. So it just, sometimes it's not always price. Sometimes it's because maybe how they feel.
Yeah.
Now, you can never discriminate against anything, but it's not always the price is what I'm getting at.
Wow. Amazing things. All right, boy, our time is up for this break, but we've got so much more to go through. We're going to talk about, when we come back, through Dominic and Dominic Fonte and Associates, what this market is like right now. When I talk about it being a seller's market, what does that mean, and what does that mean for you at home? So we'll come back in just a few on News Talk 1480 WHBC's Monday Morning Special Spotlight.
Into cash with News Talk 1480 WHBC. We're talking cash as crisp as the autumn air.
Yeah, that's crisp.
$25,000 given away. $1,000 every weekday.
Oh, yeah. Can't believe it. Sweet.
Listen for the fall cash word at 40 past every hour, 6 a.m. to midnight. Go to WHBC.com to enter the word. That's it. Because on 1480 WHBC, you can fall into cash. And it won't hurt a bit. This fall will not require medical attention.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-5451. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-5451. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-5451. 1-800-600-5451.
I'm Bud Packley, and for many years, the Massillon Tigers have been giving their fans a winning tradition. Tiger fans have come to expect nothing less. At the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home, we also set our standards high for the families we serve. Tiger football and the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home, 2 long-lasting traditions.
At Packley, we pride ourselves on serving families in Massillon and the surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. Our staff is experienced in a variety of funeral services and can help you celebrate your loved one no matter your religion, culture, or budget. We are family and locally owned with a full-time staff of trained, licensed funeral directors, people you know and you can rely on. Each individual is important and deserves the love and respect that a dignified service, properly planned, can provide. Stop in for a visit at 1100 Wales Road Northeast in Massillon. or tour our facility online at packley.com. Packley Funeral Home, serving our community with grace and compassion. Tune in each Saturday at 7:35 a.m. for the Money Matters radio show. Hosts Bob Foudy and David Ryan help you make your money matter. Learn how today's economy, debt levels, and policies affect your hard-earned money. You worked hard for your money. Now it's time to watch it grow. Tune in to the Money Matters radio show every Saturday morning at 7:35 a.m. to learn how to make your money matter. To speak with Bob Foudy or Dave Ryan about your money matters, call New Horizon Financial Group in Canton at 330-499-1915.
This is John Merrill with Verndale's Water Center. If you want the best performance from your water softener, use the best salt, DuraCube. Visit our website for specials on DuraCube, and don't forget to ask us about salt delivery.
Verndale's Water Center.
News Talk 1480 WHBC Meal Deals. Purchase a $50 gift card from your favorite restaurant this week for just $25.
This Friday, purchase one gift card and get one free to Walther's Twin Tavern in North Canton.
Meal Deals. Click on deals at WHBC.com.
WHBC AM Canton. Reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, charges now in the 2018 shooting death of Brian Lamole in Lake Township. 39-year-old Clifford Walters is charged with murder. The Akron man was already in prison. The remodeling work is done at Stark County's Midtown building in downtown Canton. That means the county is no longer paying rent to house Job and Family Services. There's an online petition to try to get the government to officially move the date of Halloween from October 31st to the final Saturday in October. But since they won't do it, there's now a new plan. Create a new holiday on the last Saturday of October called National Trick-or-Treat Day. An early reminder, this coming weekend, we turn our clocks back 1 hour. Ronnie Foster from Pink Hill, North Carolina, was on his way to his last round of chemotherapy treatment for colon cancer when he decided to stop and buy a $1 lottery ticket. After winning $5, he traded in his winnings for 2 more tickets, one which would make him $200,000 richer. Foster, a retired Department of Transportation worker, said part of his lottery win will go to cover his medical bills not covered by insurance, and the rest will be saved for the future. He says, I was already happy because it was my last day of chemo, and winning made it my lucky day. More news coming up at 10 o'clock. I'm Pam Cook.
It's time.
Oh, it's about that time. You feeling it? Your chance to win $1,000. Fall into cash.
And this hour's Fall into Cash word that wins is flag. F-L-A-G. Flag.
Listen for the fall cash word at 40 past every hour, 6 a.m. to midnight. Go to WHBC.com to enter the word, and that's it. Because on 1480 WHBC, you can fall into cash. Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Some fog this morning, otherwise a sunny day, high 66. Clear skies tonight, low 50. For tomorrow, clouds and sun, mild day, high 70. Low clouds tomorrow night into Wednesday. The low tomorrow night, 52, high Wednesday, 67. Rain Wednesday night, maybe a thunderstorm, low 56. And then Thursday, periods of rain, the high at 66. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
WHBC continues to look back at 75 years of great high school football by looking at the greatest rivalry in all of high school sports.
Hastings drives for the TD.
DeWitt's handoff, Spielman left side. Massillon versus McKinley, McKinley versus Massillon. Listen all week long on WHBCSports.com by clicking on the live stream page, stream number 2, as we get you set for the 130th battle this coming weekend at 2 p.m. at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
Welcome back to our special Monday morning edition of Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC. We're talking with Dominic Fonte from Dominic Fonte and Associates. Hey, if I can, Dom, go into your websites. These listings here, those are the MLS listings, correct?
Those are my listings.
And these are yours.
Right. But you can access the MLS through there. But the first groupings that come through, if you look at all those 12 right there would be my current listing.
So those are sellers who have come to you to trust you to sell their home.
Right.
All right. And based on looking at your website with all of those positive reviews, let's talk about selling your home. And we kind of alluded to that right before we went to break, because I'm making an assumption here that our listeners here at WHBC, many of them may be, we may have retired listeners. We may have those who are working, whose children are now leaving the nest. And is this a good time for them to look at, maybe it's time to downsize, maybe it's time to change home, take advantage of all the investment you put into your home, and get yourself a smaller home, but have a nest egg afterwards?
Yes, it is a good time. But what happens is when you've been in your home for many years, and as we age and get older, it's a little bit more cumbersome to go through the process. So I find it's better, to not rush and do anything, which is what they normally wouldn't want to do. So it's to make the appointment, to have the conversation, because a lot of times it might take a year, it could take 2 years, it might take 6 months. So I think there's a lot of prep work mentally to deal with. And because, you have 40 years, 30 years worth of stuff. You have all the memories.
And many times you don't want to leave those memories.
Well, the thing is that, while you're young enough to make the decision, but thinking, you don't want someone to make the decision for you. So I would say get informed, figure out your options, do it in like a 3-step process. And then if you do decide to do it, you might have to decide, okay, do we sell first or do we buy first? If you have a magic wand, I'd say secure a home first, and then you can move some of the things from your house into the new home, and then get your house in process and get it on the market. There's certain steps you'll want to do on that as well. I mean, it's hard to articulate this over the radio station, but I would recommend that you could, Google me, read the reviews, and there's a lot of sellers and buyers in there that experienced what they experienced. They tried to describe it, which I appreciate, and it really does help you understand what you would experience working with me and my team.
So the first step, though, is really making the call to you.
I would do it. I mean, it's not like you're going to be hounded.
And you're not charging them anything.
No. It's just more like the teacher thing. So I come out, I assess the situation, I ask you questions, I try to understand what your goals are. And then sometimes, like I said before, we've had talks before about this, that in some cases, maybe it's better to stay and not sell your home. So I have to understand your real situation, and then I can give you some good information so that decision that you make.
And they might stay because really you can do some. We were talking about this off air about making simple modifications to a home would certainly be less expensive, but get amazing results.
Right. So when you and we can talk about that. It has to do a lot of times, if you want to do a few things. Like sometimes buyers and sellers will look at things differently. So if you're looking through the eyes of the seller, it's like it's quite comfortable for you as a seller, but now we have to look, okay, how would the buyer perceive this? And so that's the irritation I think that you have. So then I gave you simple things we can do that would give you the biggest bang for the buck, right?
Right.
So like painting is a big bang for the buck, but it has to be the right color. Like many times, like let's say blue's my favorite color as a seller. And I just repainted everything blue. And I put blue curtains and blue flooring, blue everything. Because there's a lot of people that love blue or mauve. And so I would recommend before you do all the work, have me come out and look at it and make some decisions on, because you don't want to have to redo it over again.
That purple bedroom killed me. I just didn't want to see that.
But lavender is a beautiful color. I mean, lavender is soothing, blue's soothing, green's soothing, and I see mauve a lot. But it's typically, I'd say, as you get older, your tastes change a little bit. And so when you look at your home, let's say it's a 2-story. More than likely, a younger couple's going to buy your 2-story. But it's no guarantee, of course. But 50% of the buyers now are around 32 years old. They're the millennials, and they're starting out with their families. But unfortunately, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them just like they're busy. So they want to get right in there, move right in, and not do too much. The simple things you can do, though, would be light fixtures are inexpensive and change the house look. And then you use the LED bulbs that are the 27K, which is that really warm feel, not that white feel. That would be more like an office.
It's like you work at Lowe's.
Well, no, I just am very familiar with what to do. So I'd say the 4 things you want to think about would be if you were looking to spend minimal amount, it would be light fixtures, painting, and flooring. That could be carpeting or the engineered floors. I'm not saying the laminate as much as like that vinyl product that looks like wood, or engineered hardwood, which is excellent and affordable. And then once in a while, maybe consider a countertop. Or what I'm seeing a lot is people are painting their cupboards now, their kitchen cupboards that were oak.
Right.
Because oak doesn't seem to be as desirable. However, if you've been in your home 30 years, you'd probably want to fall over dead if someone painted your nice oak cabinet.
Right.
But again, this is like, looking through the eyes of the prospect that's interested in the product that you have.
So when all is said and done, this is a process that really, to go through it by yourself is almost foolish, from my opinion. So the best thing to do is call Dominic Fonte and Associates, get the phone call to you, let you come out and just sit down and chat.
I highly recommend it. You wouldn't go wrong by doing that. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just basically to keep you informed. And I also have a lot of resources. So not only do I have people that can help you do these things, and a lot of times, once we assess it, maybe we won't do those things. Sometimes, I have situations where mom went into a nursing home and the kids are out of state or, whatever. And they say, you know what, we really just want to do the minimum we can do. We really don't want to do much. We don't have the time or money. And so we'll price it as is, and I'll give her a strategy or him a strategy with that. So it's just really, I have to assess the situation, see what your needs are, and then for the heart of a teacher, I can give you the decision, the information to make an informed decision.
All right, let's assess the time of year. It's a changing time of year.
Correct.
Now there's going to be less houses on the market coming up this fall, winter.
So remember, there's perception and reality.
Mm-hmm.
So as we go into the last quarter, you're thinking about Thanksgiving, you're thinking about your holiday, you're thinking about Christmas, New Year's, whatever it is. A lot of people might say, you know what, this is a bad time of year to do anything, so I'm going to wait till spring. And some people do that. But think of it like this. Going into the last quarter, if you truly are thinking of selling, you have less competition, number one.
Right.
The second thing is the house looks gorgeous because you're getting it ready for the holidays. And the third thing is that the buyers that are out there looking, because a lot of times as a seller, you say, you know what, I really don't want anybody coming through my house. I got family coming in.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I got Thanksgiving dinner.
Correct.
Right.
Right. And I got a turkey in the oven, man. They're interrupting me. But here's the thing you want to remember. When there's a showing during Christmas or the holidays or Thanksgiving, I can assure you it's not a tire kicker.
No.
So
right.
You have less activity, but better quality activity. You have less inventory, so the buyers have a better opportunity. The sellers have a better opportunity. I've negotiated many contracts, New Year's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. Now, my wife wasn't keen on it. The slip, like, where's Dom? We're having dinner, So I'm in the other room trying to negotiate a contract. But the thing is that that's when the rubber meets the road. I mean, people lives are in shambles until that location is secured.
Right.
And my job is to get that location secured so that you and your family can get back to normal and have a happy life. That's my goal.
Got it. Well, and on that note, we've got to take our break to get into our final segment. If they want to get a hold of you,
330-418-1535. I have my staff standing by, 330-418-1535, or send me an email at Dominic@DominicFonte.com.
And that is the website as well, DominicFonte.com, if you want to check out all the reviews, check out some of his listings, and maybe get a little educated on things. We'll be back with our final segment, Spotlight, on this Monday morning with Dominic Fonte and Associates.
Politics.
Movie.
The economy.
News Talk 1480.
I wake up, I turn on the radio.
Let's go, Mom. Wake up. We got to go to school.
WHBC.
127.
Hey, what you doing there, pal?
Just entering my social security number to get approved for a car. 86. Whoa! What on earth was that for?
Billy, you don't need to give anybody your social security number at Wacom. WacomKia.com.
But my credit is so rough.
It doesn't matter. No social security number is needed. They got credit amnesty. If you bring home $350 a week, you get up to $30,000 in credit and no hard credit pull.
And I can get pre-approved with no social security number right now?
Correctamundo. Check it out. WacomKia.com. Name, address, boom.
Hey, I'm pre-approved for 30 grand. Well, thanks, George.
No problemo. And did you notice you can get new Kias from just $199 a month with zero down?
$199 a month for a new Kia. I like it.
That's right, Billy. Nothing down.
Plus credit amnesty. If you bring home $350 a week, you get up to $30,000 in credit.
At Wacom Kia on the Wacom Auto Mile.
Or get pre-approved at WacomKia.com.
WacomKia.com.
36-month lease, 12K miles per year, 20 cents per additional, plus tax tag title. Our credit pull required for final bank approval to qualified buyers.
Stop into Menards and save big money on all of your home improvement needs. Dakota Pre-Finished Storage Solutions make it easy to create your own custom storage space. Effortlessly organize your home with 11 1/4 inch deep by 8-foot long bullnose shelving. Available in white or oak finish. Right now they're on sale for only $7.99 each after mail-in rebate. These prices are good now through Saturday, November 9th. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Fall into cash. Your chance to win $1,000. Go to WHBC.com for details. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest, and one winner will be chosen each day. For complete contest rules, visit WHBC.com. Crisp fall cash on 1480 WHBC.
Things that keep you up at night. Let's see. Work stress, crying babies, your laundry list. Oh, yeah, and a horrible cold. Can't help with all of them, but NyQuil Severe can help you with that cold. NyQuil Severe is maximum strength relief for all your cold and flu symptoms. Sneezing, sniffling, stuffiness, soreness. When all you want to do is sleep, NyQuil Severe lets you rest tonight so you can get back to your life tomorrow. NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, achy, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. Exclusions apply.
But hey, I'm buying a huge flat screen TV so I can finally see it without my glasses.
Why not just get LASIK at the LASIK Vision Institute? That's what I'm doing.
My glasses and contacts are a pain. I'd love to finally get rid of these, but who can afford LASIK?
You can. Because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering dramatically low prices and an absolutely free consultation. Just text FIX to 350-350. The LASIK Vision Institute has already performed over 1 million procedures. They use the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Better vision, better value. The LASIK Vision Institute. Make this the year you finally get LASIK. For a free consultation plus an extra 20% discount, text FIX to 350-350. You'll see for free if LASIK is right for you. That's FIX to 350-350.
You might not want to come barefoot to this First Friday because the theme this month is Lego Mania. There will be Legos galore in the downtown Canton Arts District as Silo Arts Studios will be doing a Lego letterpress experience for kids and adults. While you can stop by Avenue Arts Marketplace and Theater for a Lego building studio. Go to Vintage Frame Affair to become a Lego person where you can have your portrait turned into a Lego. And don't forget to show Pine Tree Primitives and Rustic Riches some love and get a free Lego charm, plus so much more. Make sure to go to the Canton Palace Theater to catch their First Friday family movie, The Lego Movie, at 7:30 p.m. Downtown businesses will be hopping this First Friday with live music at the Oracle with a free all-ages show for Guitar Weekend. Buzzbin will also be hosting a free show with tons of live music all night. For more information, visit CantonFirstFriday.com. Brought to you by Downtown Special Improvement District and, of course, Arts and Stark.
Welcome back to Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC. I'm Gary Rivers, sitting with Dominic Fonte from Dominic Fonte and Associates. And boy, we've had a really exciting conversation on buying and selling real estate this year. This time of year, just talking about the holidays upcoming, might be a good time to jump into looking at some of those things. All right, hey, there was a couple of areas we wanted to jump into, and I think first and foremost, it really just is when you are thinking of buying or selling, you just have to find someone who, I think you said you don't want to experiment on this. You want to find someone in a group that knows what they're doing.
What it is you don't, like, it's unfortunate because I know everybody has to learn some way and somehow. You just don't want to be the guinea pig.
Right.
That's all I'm at.
But with your team, even if you brought in young folks in, they have you. And you're mentoring, if you will, and getting them to do that. That's how you grow, I would assume.
I want them to learn my programs, the way I do things, because I'm I'm old-fashioned. You know, I learned it the old-fashioned way, you know. So hard work pays, and you have to know what's happening in the current conditions, because the market ebb and flows. Just like you said, for the holidays, you would think bad time. Well, no, actually, it's a good time. It may be a slightly inconvenience, but like I said to you before, you know, less people are selling, less people are buying, but the people are quality, because who wants to look over the holidays, right?
Right.
So you know it's legit. But normally you wouldn't think that way. So, but I'm just saying it is that way.
Is it really, it's the little things that make the difference between a successful experience and maybe a frustrating one?
I think it's setting the expectations. Just like I said, if you buy a home, the good thing is you want to have it checked out. You want to know the good, bad, and ugly. So, but if you're looking to rebuild a home that's built in 1960, you're going to have a dissatisfying experience. So you have to look east for the sunrise, not the sunset. So I want to set the standard realistic to what we're really trying to accomplish. So that's part of it, is just educating the clients with the heart of a teacher so that they make a decision, and a realistic decision. We don't want you to look, you know, the wrong direction to try to solve the problems that are in your mind.
Do you work with investors as well? I would assume that's a part of the real estate business.
This is what I was getting at earlier when you say, how's the real estate market? What part of the segment are we talking about? The buying side, the selling side, investing, or renting, or building? I mean, there's many parts of it. A lot of people are looking to build. There's a shortage of new homes. It's not the least expensive way to go. You get a better value in resale homes. But a lot of times, you know, if you're at a stage in life where you say, you know what, I just want to build a one-story villa or a ranch, so you need land. So we can help you find land so that you can build your dream home or your retirement home. So there's many segments of the market that we have to look at. So I have to assess the client's needs, what their wishes are, and then sometimes we shift gears, maybe from building to a resale or vice versa.
All right, and one other aspect we haven't touched on at all, the interest rates when you're buying a home are unbelievably low.
So this is a fact, okay? So in January 2000 to now, in 19, we're heading towards 20 here in a hot minute, right?
Right.
20 years spread. With even the house values going up 4.5%, 5% this year, it's more affordable now with the cost of living. So like, let's say many people are earning a little more now than they were a few years ago. The rates are 3.62 on a 30-year fixed, depending on credit, down payment, things like that. So when you look at the schedule from 2000 to now, it's more affordable now. And actually, it went down from the last time I talked, about 15.5%, the affordability. So like if you look at what you make and what the interest rates are and what the cost of real estate is, the affordability index, it's more affordable now, and they're only using 15.5% of their income to qualify, whereas you can go up to 36%, and it used to be 21%. So really, even psychologically, you look at the market, and you're like, man, these prices are going up. You know that because they're selling for over list price.
Right.
In not every case, but a lot of cases. So you want to be able to, you know, you just want to dial into that baby. And I'll tell you what gives you more opportunity is instead of just focused on that sizzle part, and you know what I mean by sizzle, right?
Yeah.
The granite countertops, the stainless steel, the nice lighting, the flooring, the colors, the decor. You can do that yourself and have more opportunity and buy more equity going into it by just looking at paint, light fixtures, carpeting, or flooring.
Just a few of those things. And that's what it takes, having that conversation with you and your team to kind of go in and assess and say, oh, look, this is what you want to get into, and make those decisions off of that.
As a buyer, you want to be able to have the vision to do that. And your agent will walk you through the vision and the simplicity and maybe even help you execute that.
Wow. All right. Well, we've got just a moment or two. Anything else that we missed that you wanted to make sure we brought up today? Because I was just rolling here with questions.
Well, there's just so much to cover, and you think an hour is a long time, but between the commercials and everything, I would say if anybody out there watching or listening is interested, shoot me an email. I have a lot of videos that I've done over the course of time, just about statistics, information. Just basic information. If you want to go Google me, I have a YouTube channel, Facebook page. Feel free to check that out. Just Google Dominic Fonte. If you're just curious of your home value, I have this tool. It's a landing page, and what that means is you can type in on your, or Google, Dom, D-O-M, what'smyhouseworth.com. So it'd be Dom, what'smyhouseworth.com, and then you just put in your address and your email, and it'll pull data around your home and send it to you, like within, 20-page report within probably a minute.
And it gets you all the information. It gets you a starting point.
A ballpark.
And then contact you, talk to your team. I'm telling you, they will walk you through the process and get you started where you feel comfortable, because that's all we want. We want to feel comfortable knowing that we're going into it.
We have systems, and we have the people around to give you the perfect experience. Reach out to me at 330-418-1535 or go to Dominic at DominicFonte.com.
Dom, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Thursdays, we talk all things Stark County. Stark County officials and our commissioner, Bill Smith, in studio with us.
Good morning.